Here is a paradox for you. In the world of film editing, the better you are, the less people notice you. A master editor stitches reality together so seamlessly that the audience sees a story, not the cuts. This is the art of invisible mastery. Meet Duncan. He has spent 25 years in the dark rooms of post-production, shaping the music videos of legends. His philosophy? Let the work speak. But U.S. immigration doesn't understand invisible art. They demand loud, undeniable proof. In this episode, we face a unique challenge. How do you reveal the magic behind the curtain without breaking the spell? How do you take a career built on subtlety and turn it into a loud, extraordinary ability case? And finally, we look at the parallels between a great editor and a great attorney. Two professionals who work tirelessly behind the scenes so you can live your dream. Just a quick reminder, if you appreciate this in-depth content, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It helps us bring you more. Now, on with the story.
So my name's Duncan, and I'm a video editor, and I've been a video editor for about 25 years. Started in London. I've worked all around the world. I started in the business because I got a friend of mine's uncle was directing a music video for a guy called Divine. He used to be quite famous years ago. He was in a lot of John Waters films, and I worked on this set and got paid 10 quid and worked 24 hours, and it was the most fun I'd ever had in any job. So I thought, this is the life for me. I want to be in the TV business somehow, somewhere. So a friend of mine said, oh, there's this job going at an editing company. You could work as a runner, which is like being an intern, and get your union card, and then you can leave and do whatever you want. So I got the job as the runner, and I was working in that company. I was running around Soho, getting meals and delivering cans of film and stuff in the early 80s, you know, when it was fun in Soho. And I became an assistant editor and started enjoying that and found out I was quite good at it. So then, before you knew it, I was a freelance video editor doing music videos. I would do things for Simply Red or INXS or The Associates and Depeche Mode and Pete Murphy, you know, interesting stuff. It was fun. I did pop things as well, but you know, it was an interesting time to do music videos. I came out to Santa Monica for a job, and I was staying in a hotel in Hollywood, and the shoot was happening in Santa Monica, and it kept getting postponed because of the weather, because it was always sunny in Hollywood. It was always cloudy here. So, and I remember walking around Santa Monica and thinking, this is all right. I know a bit about LA, you know, I spent time in places working and stuff, but this is definitely okay. And then started looking into working out here. Because I was having conversations with people at my company about the possibility of working here, somebody else got to hear about it. I got a phone call and somebody said, oh, we'd like to meet you, you know, and talk to you about you working in Los Angeles for us. So we got in touch with Chris, and like I say, there was some things on the website that were personal from and about Chris. But we thought, this guy seems like a nice guy, let's go and meet him at least. Went up to meet him and had a great meeting. The strategy was to kind of overwhelm the immigration service with fantastic information. And I know this is something that I remember very specifically at the time, was that coming from England, it's very easy to be self-deprecating and know that people around you understand that really you're quite good or something. That's not the way it works here. When I was doing my application, and like I say, you know, I wasn't working at the time, but I was trying to get work. But I said to myself, I'm just going to dedicate a month. I'm going to go to work. I found out a friend of mine said you can use my office and use my computers. I'm going to spend 1 month just doing this application and research everything that's been written about me, everything I've ever done. And it was, Chris said, you've got to brag for England. You've got to see this as a competitive environment where you have really got to just forget about what you're like normally and brag for England, brag for yourself. And that whole process of putting together a cast iron case, which you made us do, you know, and said that this is the way to kind of approach this problem. You've got to take it seriously, and you've got to put in the same effort into it as I would do professionally. And when I work really hard, and I'm very proud of my work. So it made sense for me to be very proud of my application.
Did you see the parallel? Your career is the raw footage. The lawyer is the editor. Our job is to cut the noise and present a clear, cohesive story that the government can't ignore. The editor is invisible, but the story is undeniable. Ask yourself, if an immigration officer looked at your career footage today, would they see a clear story? Let me know in the comments.
How long did I have to wait? We were warned by Chris that this could take months, 4 to 6 months, maybe a bit longer, but you can't really say how long a government bureaucracy is going to work anyway, especially not immigration. They're always a bit strange. And I can remember the waiting was pretty tense because so much was riding on it. I have 3 children in school. The whole family was happy here. Our life is here. It was very important to us that the application was successful. I mean, it was very, very important. And you were always very positive, saying, no, this is going to be all right. You're going to be fine. But you never know. All my friends are the same thing. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It's like, yeah, it's all right for you, dude. Because if it's not fine, you'll still be here. But I'll be living in I don't know where. I haven't got anything to live in anywhere. And as I recall, it actually only took about 4 months. I think, from when we submitted the application to when you rang us up and said, it's been successful. That was a wonderful, it really was. When you told us, that was fantastic. Genuinely, a high point of my life. Because I was so needed it. And this is my life now, living it makes me happy. I'm freelance editor again. It's a little bit like I'm rerunning my career from back in the old days because this is my studio home and I work in other places. I work at advertising agencies. I work on studio locations. It's great fun, but I'm here legitimately. That makes a big difference. You got kids in school, you've got healthcare needs, you've got university applications. If you want university applications, you've got finance issues, you need to apply for everything hinges on this green card status.
Duncan went from anxiety to relief. He emphasizes that the green card gave him the power to finally build a real life. It wasn't just for him, it was for his family. We are curious, what drives you more right now? The ambition to grow your career to the top, or the need to secure a stable future for your family?
If I was advising somebody to come out here, firstly, dip your toe in the water. Come out here and just see what you think. Come for a vacation. Come for 2 weeks, come for 4 weeks, and think seriously about, well, would I want to live here? This isn't a family vacation type thing. This is like, what will this actually be like? Even, maybe if you've got kids, don't bring the kids. Just your husbands and wives or whatever, partners, come out here and see whether you could enjoy the recreation side of life. Life is about your home life, your work life, and your recreation. That's what makes a happy life, I think. And with regard to, okay, so how am I going to get a job? Who do I approach? How do I deal with that? Certainly, if you've already got a green card, you're eligible for work with any company in America. That's not a problem. They'll look at you with the same avarice as any kind of employer looks at an employee, especially if you can bring something extra. If you haven't got the legal representation, then you've got to get companies to sponsor you, and that's a really difficult thing for them to do, to have to sponsor you. So if you're pre-sponsored, if you're pre-approved, you have your own accreditation, you could ask for a job with any American company. It's just down to how well you sell yourself.
Duncan highlights a key strategy: getting the green card yourself rather than waiting for a company to sponsor you. Would you rather risk moving first and finding a job later, or stay safe at home until a company sponsors you? What is your risk tolerance?
With regards to my family, the kids were teenagers when we moved here, so it was a good time for them to come here. And, I'm a middle-aged man, but since I've moved here, I've learned to surf. I go right. I used to be a smoker. I used to smoke all the time. And I was happy being a smoker. I was a happy smoker, a drinker, and I worked late, and I was always working until midnight and never saw my family. I'm now enjoying my life a lot more that I live here. There's just more things for me to do. And they're really close. My work is either here or it's local. The beach is 5 miles away. The mountains are behind me. I don't snowboard, but if I wanted to, I could do that. I could go hiking in the hills. There's just so much here. And I honestly think that my family is having a more enjoyable life as a result of moving here.
Duncan's journey proves that you don't have to change who you are. You just have to change how you present yourself. He learned to step out of the shadows and claim his worth. Just like a film needs a great editor to make sense of the footage, your life journey needs a great strategy to make sense to the government. The work behind the scenes is what creates the freedom on the screen. If you are ready to edit the next chapter of your life, let's start building your storyline today. What part of his story inspired you the most? Let us know in the comments and follow our channel for more stories just like this.